How's it going there, guys? James here from Butler Farms, out here on a gloomy Sunday afternoon. It's supposed to be sunny today, but they kind of missed it. It was sunny earlier, but you can see behind me it's gotten kind of gloomy. No rain in the forecast, but even though I'm dressed like this, guys, we went from last week being in the finger numbing 20s. It is 64 degrees out here right now. So like I've told you before, in Alabama, you just can't ever tell. There's one thing that you can be sure of: between about end of April all the way through first half at least of October, you can bet it's going to be hot and humid, and there is no break from that. But wintertime, it's a crapshoot all the time. But I thought if you saw the title of this video, you're probably thinking one thing about me getting the blues. Well, it's not the wintertime blues. There's no sadness involved. I'm out here putting in new blueberry bushes. It's not exactly the perfect timing for it, but it's the time that I've got. I was with my dad yesterday, and you know, as you probably know if you've watched my other videos, he gives me a lot of shoots every year off of his blueberry bushes, and that's what I have been able to plant up here and get started. And so yesterday when we were together here, he comes with the blueberry shoot. So it's not something that I can just leave up in my shop and let it sit around. It's, you know, I've got to get them in the ground. This is the time of year to move them. I wish the conditions out here were a little different. But I'm gonna turn you around, show you what I'm up to, so that you can see how I'm getting the blues. This is right at the beginning of my run of blueberries. Now, I've shown you all this before, and I know it's kind of hard to see because they don't have leaves on it. This is one of his little shoots right here. Now, these next two were big box store. These were the ones I bought at Lowe's in the 1 gallon pots. And these two right here were the oldest blueberry bushes out here. I bet at this point they were probably about 10 years old. And guys, I just cannot, you know, I hated to dig them up. And, you know, I've talked about it for years that I'm going to give them one more year. I'm not giving them any more years. Guys, these things have been in the ground for, like I said, probably, I would say, it's got to be 8 years. I'm thinking more like 10. And you can see it's actually a pretty good size blueberry bush. And this one, not so much. But they've only started producing the last year or two, being in the ground that long, and they may give me about 2 handfuls of berries all throughout the summer. And these are little bitty berries, and I mean just little, like almost wild blackberries, or wild blueberries. I got blackberries on my mind because they're right behind me, but they're almost like wild blueberries. They're so small, and I'm gonna be honest with you, they have zero taste to them. They're not, the texture is not real good, the taste is not good. So they have met the end. They will go on the compost pile and be broken down to create fertilizer. And just go ahead and excuse all the traffic noise up and down this road. Y'all know I've got a public lake down here at the end of my road, and first little chance people get to, when it's nice outside, they'll show up. So they've been showing up. So what I've done here is, this is one of the holes that I've dug out, and I've already got this one planted. You can see that it's got 3 already sticking up, and of course I planted, you can always tell from where they were dug up how deep they were in the ground. I put the soil, you've seen me do this before, greatest tool ever created for this kind of thing is that sharpshooter right there. I would never want to do this with a regular shovel. Did it for years, and it's that sharpshooter with about 3 little scoops. It makes the perfect hole for planting these. You've seen me take these old feed sacks to keep my soil so that it doesn't get all down in the grass, and I can put it all back in the hole. And you can see, guys, this is really good looking soil that came out of those holes. There's nothing wrong with the soil, but I have a lot of money in these. Well, not in the bushes themselves, but you know, I spend a good deal of money on organic fertilizer, which is more than double what synthetic fertilizer is, and I take care of them, put a lot of work into them, and they've just got to produce, or they got to get going. So just like I've shown you before, I planted these same depth as they were in the ground when he dug them up. And you can see I've got some that probably not this year, but next year I'll start digging some of my own over here. There's a few down at the other end that I'll show you in just a minute that I'm probably going to dig this year. But getting back to this, you can see it's real wet. That's not because, now there is a lot of moisture in the soil because we've had a good deal of rain over about the last week to 10 days. This is me watering them in right here. You can see my trusty Harbor Freight bucket. That's about the only thing I bought from there that actually works, is their buckets. But I digress. But anyway, I've watered that in to take the air pockets out of it, and that's it. Set it and forget it. Now, these first year bushes, when I come through and I fertilize these bushes, I'll rake all the old pine straw back. I'll fertilize it with that organic fertilizer. I'll pile that good, almost rotten, fluff it back up and pile it back in there, and then put some more on top of it. All this will get this year is what's in that soil and pine straw. I do not fertilize first year trees. I have had not just no luck with it, I've had bad luck with it. So I don't fertilize first year trees. I let them get established, and you know, if they make it, then they'll get fertilizer next year. You know, if you're going to use synthetic fertilizer, I definitely wouldn't fertilize first year trees. But anyway, let's move on down through here. This is how my dad brought them to me. You can see this one is getting ready to go in that hole right there. And you say, where's the roots? That is the root. And you can see right here, this is the level that it was in the ground. So I'm going to plant it that deep. And believe it or not, that'll start rooting out. This is a good one. You can see that it's already got branches to it. It's already got little buds on it. So hopefully it'll fill these two holes pretty quickly. Now these are rather small, as you can probably tell. This one's even smaller, but you can see it's got some little fine roots on it. Guys, believe it or not, that right there will be a mighty blueberry bush one day. I'll plant it here in just a few moments down here in one of these other holes about that deep, and it'll take off from there. And it's going to take some time. I've told you before, blueberry bushes are not a fast turnaround kind of crop. The first 2, 3, maybe even 4 years, it is doing nothing but going down. It does very little going up. I mean, you will see some growth on it going up and out, but nothing like, you know, getting to like this. And hey, don't talk bad about my blueberry bushes. I have not pruned anything this year. That's on my list for next week now that hunting season's over. But they're gonna establish that root system. There's nothing you can do to speed it up. There's nothing you can do to bypass it. It just is what it is. So they're gonna sit here for several years, and you're gonna think, well, they're not doing anything. They are establishing a good root system, and you're gonna keep pouring that good organic fertilizer to them after year 1, and they are gonna lap it up, and they are gonna take off, and then you'll start getting some berries. You'll get some year 2, not many. You'll start getting a couple handfuls year 3 and year 4, and then year 5, like all of these down through here, you will really start getting them. But you can see how he brought them to me, wrapped in wet newspaper, so the roots, and they were just he probably dug them up 2 days ago and brought them to me yesterday. But that's good wet drenched newspaper, and they were wrapped up good and tight in it with rubber bands, and then he put it in this garbage bag so it wouldn't dry out. You can see the newspaper off that other. And so they're in good shape. And I'm gonna walk you down here and show you. Look at all the little shoots. Now you can see the main bush here, and you can see these little shoots out here. These really, I'm gonna leave some of those interior ones. I will come up and top them right there so that they'll branch. But these down here, I really need to move them. I don't know. You know, the blueberry bushes I grew up with were not just one bush. They were a conglomeration of bushes that once they went up, it looked like just one big tree. But there was probably 30 or 40 in there that had grown up to that. My dad does not prune blueberry bushes, never has. And he produces more blueberries than I've ever seen. Same thing here. You can see these off to the side. You know, I could probably come through and get that one and that one. I would not come and get those, probably, because see, you can see how close they are to the main roots. It normally doesn't hurt them. When you come through and you dig this up with that little sharpshooter, it's gonna cut roots. You're gonna hear it, you're gonna feel it, and it's gonna make your skin crawl. but I'm just being honest with you, it's not going to hurt them. That's how they propagate. That's how they expand and grow. So anyway, so all of these that are successful down through here came through replanting my dad's and replanting some of mine. These are now in their second or third year, and you can see that they're starting to come up now and starting to bush out some. These down here look really, really sad, but you can see that that is good and green, and you can see a little shoot coming up there. So it's doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing. This one, you can see it's good and green. I'm bending it pretty hard, it's not breaking. Now these two right here were two that died, that snapped off. And the reason that they are dug like that is I'm getting ready to stick new ones right there in the ground where those were. Here's one of them that you can see how big it got, but it's just as rotten as it can be. It didn't, you heard that, and you can, you know, it's dead. This is a second year bush. This will be going into its third year, so you can see how big it's getting. Here's another one that died, and guys, you're gonna have some of that. When I'm moving these pieces around like this, I'll lose, I don't know, I have had years where I hadn't lost any of them, but there are some years where I lose about a third of them. It just depends. But I don't have anything in it. I mean, you're either gonna cut them down with the lawnmower when you're keeping it clean out here, or you're going to let them grow, and come winter like it is now, you're going to dig them up and move them. It's not like you have anything in them. All right, this one looks just like a whip, and I know that one's funny looking. I've shown you this one before. This one may not make it. It still has a little spring left in it, but you can see it doesn't have a branch anywhere on it. That biggest one that I have down there at the end looked just like that when I put it in the ground. And like I said, it has really taken off. These are some of the ones that I put in last year. You can see she's good and green, ready to go. Now this one, I almost dug it up to put another one here because this piece was breaking off, but it's still got life in it. But look right here. Can you see that? That is another blueberry bush right there that is coming up from that root that's under the ground. They move over and they'll shoot another one up, and that's exactly what that is. So I'm gonna leave it alone. It's already been in the ground for a year, which means that it's already been working down in the ground, putting its roots down. So why would I dig it up? I mean, that's a live bush right there. I am gonna have to flag it so I don't get happy out here in the heat of the spring and the summer trying to finish up weed eating and cutting grass and run over it with that big zero turn that I've got, because I've been known to do that. And here's another spot right here where one was. You can see the old pine straw in here, and I'm gonna move it. It was sitting right here, and I'm just gonna move it over a little bit more. And the only reason I'm doing that is from that spot right there to here is now wide enough for me to turn my zero turn and go up to the top of that hill and then back out. Where it was cutting it a little close. So I may put a few more down through here. My plan is to keep going around through here. This is wasted space if I don't use it. I can't garden it. It's on a, I don't know if you can tell, there's my garden spot right there, and you can see where I'm gonna continue to come around. And even where I'm standing now, there's a slope here, but this all used to be gardened around through there. What this is though is when it gets right here, it comes up pretty suddenly. It's a roller coaster ride on a lawnmower now, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you. But this right here, not so bad on a tractor or lawnmower, but then it turns up because there's that little ditch right there that carries water. So this is really wasted space right here. So what do you do in wasted space? You put in something that you don't have to worry with. It's not going to be replanted. It's not going to be something that I have to get a tractor up in here to do. I've got to cut this anyway, so I might as well cut around blueberry bushes. You know, I don't want to put it out here because at some point when I get more time and get retired, this garden's going to go all the way back around through there, and I'm probably going to come up here and take about half of this all the way around to there. So yeah, you just use what you got. And you can see there's my little drive through from my ditch, but the ditch continues on over here, and this is where I've put my blackberry plugs. And so it's the same situation, you know. It's you can see there's some of my blackberries coming. There's one of the little plugs right there, so I'm excited about that. It's just wasted space, you know, if I don't put something there. So might as well do it. And of course it goes right on down there to the end of the ditch where it turns that water down into the holler. But anyway, I got to get off here because it is gloomy and it's getting late anyway, so I'm gonna run out of light if I don't hurry up and get done. And as you know, I tell you all the time, I got a list as long as my arm, so I got to get busy and get after it. But guys, I'm gonna leave it right there. I've got the blues, man, because more blueberries going in is for us, it's for our health, but it's also for business because I sell these things. So it's a beautiful thing all the way around. Set it, forget it. A couple of years from now, if you take care of them, I'll be eating from right here, standing in the yard. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Hit that thumbs up button, man. We're growing and it helps more than you know. Don't forget, we love you. God bless you. This is James from Butler Farms, and we'll be seeing you.